So we're gonna
Okay.
so we're gonna be streaming live into Janeen's Facebook group, Expat Women in France. Let me make sure I can find that because it should show up on mine as well. I think I should be able to join your group.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're just hoping the technology works here.
Yeah, I know, right? See, and this is the thing with Zoom too is so like okay, sync select group. Okay. And thanks for doing that yesterday, getting your group set up. Okay. So Janeen, so you can also check in your group if it's going live. It should be going live right now.
Okay. It says it's being sent to a third party. Let me just have a look and see what's going on here. So it should be.
Yeah, I can pull up your, if you pull up your Expat Women Facebook group, it should show up in that group.
I'm in there. Let me just go to community home. And we should have a live now. Nope.
It's not streaming?
Yeah, I can't see it live yet. Let me see. What are we're doing Zoom, aren't we?
That's surprising because it said it's streaming into your group. So
I'll just check.
yeah, we're streaming. I can see it. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
So let's officially start. Yeah, I see it in your group. So hey everyone, welcome. This is Nyna Caputi, the founder and CEO of the Expat Woman, and I have with me today Janeen Sonsie, who is the founder of Expat Women in France, and we are streaming this live inside the Expat Women in France Facebook group. Just to briefly chat about the upcoming summit that Janeen is a panelist on, or is doing a panel discussion for the summit. And we thought we'd talk briefly about belonging and community. And maybe even Janeen, you could talk a little bit about the Expat Women in France group because you are doing what part of the summit is about creating community. So I can say, yes, streaming inside your Facebook group. I don't see anyone who's joined us as yet, but the beauty is that we're recording this. People can watch the replay inside your Facebook group, and I can share this recording with the summit guests inside the summit Facebook group and by email, etc. So we're killing many birds with one stone. So go ahead, Janine.
We're
And
going to kill birds.
okay, what's the French expression?
Oh, God knows. I don't know. I think they do have a similar expression, actually.
I know when you think about it, it's quite an awful expression.
It's
I think,
awful.
I've never even thought about it till you just mentioned it. So that, yeah, that's actually pretty gruesome and cruel.
It's about hunting, really. So it's, about hunting birds. And so normally you'd only kill one with one stone. But if you're really clever, you can get two in one go.
Right. And today we're going to try and get more than two because, as I said, I'm recording it, and so maybe we can share it on several platforms. All right, so Janine, let's talk about you and Expat Women in France, because I'm sure also people who joined your group might not know about your story and the evolution of Expat Women in France. Also, what you're doing, because I know you also are doing some exciting things which I think, women in your group and other people listening to might also benefit from. So let's have you introduce yourself.
Okay, so for the benefit of those that don't know me in the group and the others listening, I am an Australian and I followed my dream and a calling to come and live in France when I was 58. So it was something I had wanted to do for more than half my life. And yeah, I was waiting for things. And then I decided I can't wait any longer. I have to come. So I did. And I moved over here with no home, or well, nothing more than a temporary accommodation organized, no job, no specific income, didn't speak the language.
Wow.
And I think I knew, like, I came to the Côte d'Azur and I knew 3 women. It's like I'd made 3 friends because I was here the year before for 3 months. And so that was pretty much it. I was lucky that my partner at the time came over with me because he's Mauritian, well, Mauritian Australian, but he's fluent in French, and that really helped me settle in. So I came over with the idea of starting up a paid membership community for English-speaking women in France. And I did, and so to facilitate that, I started the Facebook group Expat Women in France just nearly 5 years ago. And today we're up to 17,000, I think it is.
Yeah, congratulations.
And that has been totally organic growth. I have never advertised. Sometimes I have put comments in other groups saying, oh, you might benefit from joining this group. But generally it's, I don't know. I actually, to be honest, I don't know. I know how I grew it in the first place, but I don't know how I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
The paid membership community, I put a lot of effort and money and time and everything else into, and it didn't work. And I think that was partly because I'd done such a good job of the free Facebook group that people went, oh, I'm happy with what we've got here. Why do I need to pay for something different? Even though there were so many things in this new platform that would have just made life so much easier, particularly meeting up with other local women. And that's the common theme. When people join the group, we ask them, why are you joining? And it's to make friends, to expand my network, to get out more and do things. So it's all about wanting to be part of a community. And that's something that I think is really, really important for women in particular, because, if you go back to genetics and, we used to sit around the fire and cook the dinner and, chat to each other.
Right.
So, and how I've grown it, the most important thing to start with was creating consistency within the group and having regular postings. So this is how.
But don't give out too much of this, because remember, part of your panel discussion.
I do talk about. Anyhow, having regular postings with specific topics.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm really impressed, because I started the Expat Woman Facebook group 10, maybe 9 years ago, but I haven't been consistent. And so, and I think because you really niche down, on expat women in France, English speaking expat, people who speak English, the more focused you are, I've seen sometimes communities do better. So but it's still very impressive, because Facebook is, the algorithm keeps changing. They're always trying to get us to advertise, and so the fact that you single-handedly grew your Facebook group is impressive. And that not only is your Facebook group grown, but I'm part of it too, and I just see there's so much engagement, and you have achieved what you started out to do, which was create this community and bring people together. And women seem so comfortable about talking about themselves, because it's not easy, right? In a group, especially a group like 17,000, strangers, to put yourself out there is, I have a cold and I'm like, oh no, my nose might be running. Yeah. This is like a totally like chill group today. I mean, it's not a official summit panel.
No.
Yeah, but
this is
no,
not
that
our
is
formal presentation today.
yes, yeah. So yeah, and so
I
I
think,
actually, as I mentioned in our panel discussion, I did find you when I was doing my first summit after the pandemic hit. So I founded the Expat Woman in 2013, so it's 11 years, and like I mean, it started by default. I didn't plan to start an organization. I have a biotech background, and then I came to the US to study film. Then I worked in film, then I worked in the nonprofit field, and then I just was like, it's really hard to find other women who moved here and, connect with them. And I was in New York when I came here to study, and then, I moved to San Francisco. I met my husband here. That's another story in itself. But he's
Yeah.
actually his mother is French Swiss, so maybe that's the expat women in France. I was interested in that, but
Mm.
yeah, but like so I created the expat woman from a need because I didn't have that community. You had, I mean, we kind of had similar paths in the sense that you came here and you wanted to create
Yeah.
this. I didn't have that plan initially, but because it was so hard to meet other women who had moved here, and as I'm sure you understand, like no matter where you come from in the world, when you move to a new country, your challenges and hurdles are kind of similar, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah. So, yeah, go ahead. You were going to say
Yeah,
something.
they are. I think you mentioned before something about, it's hard when you don't know anyone. And one of the core values of my group that I've, been very adamant about keeping this is that it is a safe, supportive, non-judgmental group. And so if there are any comments made that are, let's just say, not nice or come across as not being nice, it may not be the intention of the author, but if they come across that way, because we can misinterpret text very easily,
Right.
I address it. So I've always addressed it and saying, hey, I don't know if you realize, but that comment sounds really judgmental. And I've sort of had a rule of, two strikes and you're out, third strike out. So I've used each, because I've given feedback, I've used that as an example for them to learn about, improving communication, but also for everyone else in the group to recognize, oh, that's not allowed, and they're actually taking action on it, which makes everyone feel safer. So
Right. Right. No, I
I
think that's
think
very important. Yeah.
active and visible moderation is really important.
Right.
And what you said, yes, we all come into, like, we have, some people have jobs, some people have husbands or partners with jobs, but we arrive and generally we don't know anyone. And the aim is to create our own little tribe so that we can feel comfortable. And so we do that. I think, I've heard women saying, that they've made a lot of friends through the parents group at school. And I think if you've got a job, you make,
Right.
there's my cat. She's, and
Mhm.
she just wants to dive
Beautiful.
bomb my, she'll come back again now. Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah, I have 4 cats. I'm wondering where they are. They usually show up
Oh,
when yeah, they love, I think it's a
yeah,
love or something.
they love to. So yeah, we have various connections. And I think the hardest thing is for single women who arrive in the country who are independent, like myself, working from home. So I'm basically at home all day, with just
Right.
my 2 cats. And I do a lot of coaching that I didn't say about my coaching. So I'm now gone back to my coaching and training and group work. And sorry, I'm just trying to keep the cat out of the
He's
screen.
fine. He can be. Once I was teaching a workshop and my cat perched on
I'll
my
just get
shoulder. Yeah.
the keyboard out of the way so we're not getting beeps going on. um, yeah, so my coaching now is helping us working with aspiring leaders. I do have a focus on tech, women in tech, but it doesn't have to be that, because aspiring women leaders are aspiring women leaders who are feeling stuck and frustrated and like they're not fulfilling their potential. And I have a breakthrough program. So I'm calling myself the breakthrough coach, to help them identify what are the barriers, what's holding them back and stopping them from, achieving their goals and what they want to do. And then we break through those barriers and I help them create their vision and then implement it.
I love it. Congratulations on, and I can see you're really passionate about it. So you went from creating this amazing group, Expat Women in France, and now your next project, which you continue to work with women, is your breakthrough coaching program to help women, get unstuck, which I think is so important. Yeah. So yeah, coming back to that, yeah, I think, and you mentioned being single, but I think I was married. I met my husband here, and it all happened very quickly. I said I came to the US to study film, and then I stayed for love. So, just, yeah, it just happened. And
Very
at that
nice.
point, I remember when I first, we announced our engagement and wedding, his parents thought I was marrying him for the green card, and his relatives, and I was like, when I did get my green card and then my citizenship, called my father-in-law, and I said, see, I haven't left your son. I'm still married to him. But anyway, coming back to the, you could be single, but I was married, but I still, maybe because I married someone who was from here, maybe he did not face the hurdles I did, like even
Mhm.
belonging. And I think for men, community is not as important as for women. As you said,
No.
it's in our DNA, this sitting around the campfire, not campfire, but the fire, or sitting together and weaving baskets or whatever they did,
Yeah.
centuries ago. So yeah, men don't
Cooking,
feel it.
laundering, you know,
Right, right.
even harvesting. So
Yes.
women did it in groups, yeah, in the old tradition, so to speak.
Right. Like men might get together, go to the bar, drink, but we like doing stuff. In fact, today, for my little Expat Woman chapter in where I live, we're doing a vision board party. So we're getting together and we're going to make our vision boards. So, if I tell my husband that, he's like, what? What are you doing? But those things are so meaningful for us, and then again, as expat women, because community also helps us belong. And that's why with this upcoming, the Expat Woman Summit, happening during Women's History Month, International Women's Day. The theme is inspire inclusion. And when I was trying to, what does inclusion mean for women who have moved to another country? It's really finding belonging, finding community, and then also being empowered because, like you help women unlock their potential. I love your breakthrough coach. It's such a catchy phrase because you are helping them get that breakthrough. So I decided that we'd have three categories for the expat woman. Belonging will happen on March 6th. How to create community March 7th, and then empowered women March 8th. How to be empowered as an expat woman abroad. And you and two other speakers are on my panel on for the category community, because all of you shared how you create community. You created community with Expat Women in France. We have Naveen, who's created a community for expat women in Dubai, and then Charlotte has created a community in Panama for Black expats. And it's so diverse and it's such different countries, but it's still all of us coming together. And of course, I created the Expat Woman, which was initially just for San Francisco, but then with the pandemic and I couldn't do events in San Francisco, it kind of organically became global. So because
Mm.
I just before the lockdown, I was hosting this huge summit for expat women in San Francisco, and then San Francisco went in lockdown. So I had to pivot to the very quickly to a virtual event, and that turned into a global event because then women from other parts
Mm.
of the world wanted to join us. So just it's interesting how our journeys take us, but also in terms of how belonging and community are so important to us. So I just wanted to talk briefly about the summit as well. And I know you've shared the link to for people to register for the summit. I just want to share a little bit more. It's March 6th to 8th. Because of the different time zones, every day in each category, all the videos or presentations, they're all pre-recorded, will be streamed live at 8 a.m. But then people get to watch them for 24 hours. But then after that, you don't get access anymore. So if you go to
But
Janeen's link.
you can get
Yes, okay, go
access.
ahead. You tell them
You
how. You can tell them how, Janeen, because you're sharing your link. So go ahead.
Yes, but you can get access with an all access pass in which you can keep, have access to all the recordings, all the presentations whenever you want. And so, and yes, you pay for that. There's only so much you get for free. That's fair.
Right. And yeah,
And you
yeah.
can get the power pack as well, where you get a whole lot of goodies from the presenters and lots of excellent, fabulous things, because I
Perks.
can't put
Yeah.
them up in one. It's like
Yes.
things, they're
Yes.
just things.
Yeah, and
No, they're
this
great.
I've also actually, thanks for sharing that, Janine. I've also the recordings because I'm not very, I don't, I maybe have ADHD. I find it hard to sometimes sit and watch videos. So I do a lot of walks and I listen to presentations or podcasts or audiobooks on my walk. So this year, if you purchase the all access pass, you also can get access to the audio recordings. So you can watch the videos and then you can re-listen to them on your walks, and also you can get the transcripts. So that's with the all access pass. And then the expat power pack is, as Janine said, it has additional goodies where you can you get access to all these additional bonuses from the speakers, as well as the recordings, ongoing recordings of the speaker presentations and the audio presentations, the transcripts. So the early bird expires on March 5th at midnight in the US.
That's a
So
very late early bird, right up until
yeah,
check-in
yeah, I
time.
know, right? I know, but we're being nice, we're being generous. So even if you registered, if you go to the link in Janine's Facebook group, or if you're watching this in the Expat Woman Summit Facebook group, if you registered or you haven't registered and you decide to register, you will get like this fast action, which is an even early bird, so you can get them at a special price for 25 minutes. And I know this sounds a little transactional and people, but again, everything is you can get free stuff, but we want to make it even easier for you because we know you have busy schedules. And like me, I don't have time to watch everything like in 24 hours, so I want to access it
Mm.
later. And then, especially if a presentation stands out, like Janine and my other two panelists who run community, shared so many valuable nuggets in that panel discussion we have. I'm doing a workshop or presentation on how you can craft your you can craft your identity abroad with your personal brand, because I really think building your personal brand abroad is so important. Like for Janine, she's done such a fabulous job of building her personal brand, and that's how I first found you, Janine, because you were no, I wouldn't say promoting, but you were the expat women in France. You were the founder, and now you're the breakthrough coach. So and I've seen your post on LinkedIn. You've been very strategic about how you show up on social media, so people also know what you're currently doing. But many women, as you say, when they move abroad, there's that lack of clarity, right? What do I want to be known for? Maybe you can't even work right now, but you still want to be known for something, and you want to build your personal brand. So that's what my presentation is about, and why you need to build one, and how you can go about building one. And then we have other talks on the enneagram, if I'm pronouncing it.
Enneagram.
Yes, thank you. Which
That's how you
Isabel,
say it.
say it again.
Enneagram.
Enneagram.
The Enneagram.
Is it a French word?
No, I don't think so.
It sounds so French. Anyway, so Isabel, who's actually
It
part of
sounds more German. It's quite harsh.
really? Okay,
Enneagram.
okay. Isabel, who's part of this group, will be doing a presentation on that topic. And then we have Patricia Brooks, who's also part of this Expat Women in France group. She's talking
Yes.
about finding a community, or how not to feel like an outsider when you move abroad. So, then we have some other very cool topics. So, Janine, before we sign off, do you have anything you want to add, or anything you want to say about the summit, about Expat Women in France belonging, community empowerment? Go ahead.
I just a recommendation that people, watch the summit, participate, because there is so much valuable information that's coming from a variety of sources, women around the world with different focuses, different perspectives on things. And I think if you are an expat woman, if you're someone who has moved from one country to another, I'm not even going to say your home country, because some women, I think, don't even have a home country anymore. They've moved so much. But I highly recommend it, because, just because of the value of the presentations. And it's not, it's not like a fancy type, conference thing. what I like about it is that all of the women presenting are natural and they're authentic, and they're presenting as themselves, and they're giving you real information. So I recommend that you attend.
I loved how you put it, Janine. That was really beautiful. Yeah, you know, the women are very genuine and they all provide services and support to the expat community. And I'm very picky about who I pick for my summit as speakers. And Janine, you've got picked 2 times. So, you know,
Yeah.
you won the award. And next time we have to have you, you know, speak instead of being on a panel, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
The
So
deal.
yes. But you know, yeah, because I just feel that we have 3 days. People, all our audience, our guests have limited time, so I want to bring women who I know can provide you with the tips, the strategies, their stories, their experiences, no matter where they are in the world, and help
Mm.
you, you know, get to that next step in your expat journey. Whether it's how can I feel like I belong, how can I create community, and also this, you know, this is also an opportunity to grow your community because we have 20 speakers, including Janine and me, and then we have this community of women from all over the world that you can connect with. We're going to have more opportunities. This was just Janine and me. It was kind of short notice, so I guess people couldn't join, but we'll be doing some networking events next week where people can join us virtually, and then we, you know, you can get to know speakers like Janine. I'm sure even people in your Expat Women in France Facebook group, not everyone has had an opportunity to, you know, get to know you. So this might be an
No, there's
opportunity.
been so many women have joined, particularly in the last year, and I did have, like, one of the reasons my paid community didn't work was that I had some serious health problems and had to have a stent put in my heart because my main artery was 99% blocked, which is a little bit serious. And so I haven't been as active in the group since then as I was previously. So I think there's,
But you
women
obviously have,
could get to know me more as well.
right. No, definitely at the summit, and if you join us for the virtual networking events. But that's credit to you, Janine. You've achieved something when you don't need to be in a group or an organization, and it still continues to run successfully. People join, people engage. So you created something that's very, I can see is providing a lot of value to the
Mm.
women who join your group, you know, and at the same time you've made it safe and there's no spam or promotional posts, which is
Yeah,
really hard, you know. Yeah,
we
to
have strict rules, and
right,
they need to be adhered to.
right. So hats off to you. So I am going to end now. You know,
Okay,
thank you, Janine, for joining us, and thank you for
thanks,
everyone
Nyna.
watching the replay. Yeah, this was great, and now Janine has learned how to stream into her Facebook group, so maybe you.
It's my first. Yay!
Yeah. And look, she's a natural. So
So now I
yeah.
can do it again.
You can show your cats next time. You can have your cats join you. You can
Yeah,
look. I've been enjoying the sunset, or you know, the changing of the
yeah,
colors
the
of your
changing colors
sky.
outside
I get
and
a
the
better
lights
view.
coming up.
Yeah, I get a better view than you do because you're looking at me on the laptop, and I get to see the background. So
Oh,
that's
you
it's
get to
so
see the
beautiful.
whole lot. Yes.
Yeah, it's lovely. Like I feel like I'm in France just looking at that. So okay, thanks everyone for joining us.
Well,
Thank you,
you
Janine,
just
and
have to come here then, don't you, Nina?
yeah, I've been to France 2 times, but you know, which is the place you live in? I haven't been to that place. What is the name?
Vence.
Okay, because
Vence. I'm 20 minutes inland from Nice Airport.
oh wow, that's nice. Yeah,
So
yeah.
from the front of my apartment, I get a fabulous view over to the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh wow,
It's
wow.
really,
You
really
need to
wonderful.
okay, you need to take a photograph and post that so we can see it.
I'll do that.
Okay,
And
all right. Bye
also,
everyone.
we need
So
to
we
run a retreat here, Nina.
yeah, good idea. Yeah, sounds great. So thank you for
Okay.
joining, and we'll see you
Thanks,
all at the
everyone.
summit at the summit. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, now how do I turn this off? Okay, bye, Janine. Thanks.